What's up, guys? Appreciate you watching this episode of RSG, man. If you may not know, we have just started our Discord channel, man. If you want to be able to sit down with us, have some conversations, have some banter back and forth, come see us.
We have an active channel where you guys can talk with Justin and I regularly, and we have race predictions.
And occasionally on Sunday, you'll be able to speak to Rod and I personally, and also we'll have guests.
And when we drop any announcements or merch, that'll be the first place you can see it.
And we'll also have some lucky fans be able to ask some questions to our guests. So hit the link in the bio.
Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin, and look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building. You know who I'm with. The Mr. Man himself, the 242 to the world in the building. It is the bearded wonder, Rodney Green, baby. What's up, man?
Man, what's up, man? I just want to put a shout out to this shirt, man. 242 to the world, man. Carifta trials just happened. Carifta just happened. I want to shout out to Team Bahamas, man. We did very well at Carifta, the swim team, track team, all the teams they did well. I want to shout out to the Bahamas after Carifta just passed in Trinidad and Tobago, man. Shout out for Trinidad for hosting the Carifta game.
Hey man, Bahamas didn't do too bad either, man.
Yeah, we did
Bahamas
not.
Didn't do too bad.
We did not. We did very, very well, man. All the kids did well, man. They are our future athletes of tomorrow, man. Our future heroes. So I just wanted to shout them out.
For sure, man. What we got on the lineup today, man? A lot of action happened this week. First Diamond League popped off. What you got? What you got in order for us, man?
Man, we got the Xiamen Diamond League. You know I was gonna mess that up. What
Xiamen,
is they should just call it X-Men Diamond League. That's what they should just.
You said the X-Men.
That's what they should just call
Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm showing up. Okay,
I'm trying because listen, especially dealing with somebody like me, I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna mess it up, man. But listen, man, we got a good thing, man. We're gonna talk about that 100. That was a star-studded 100-meter dash, man. I don't know if you saw it today, man, but it was definitely a star-studded field. We had a Connie Simbini, work as usual or business as usual, winning another race of his, man. And right behind him is Ferdinand Omanyala. With this being such a star-studded field, man, and such a long season, man, we had a lot of people in there, man. We had indoor world champion Jeremiah Zhu, who got third, Kristen Coleman, who got fourth, Lachlan Kennedy from Australia, our newfound sensation, getting fifth, and another big name, Lesile Taboho, that got sixth. Oh, no, he got seventh. Now, with it being so early, are we worried about all the people we just named?
No, capital N, capital O.
Why
I say that?
Go ahead.
Why I say that is because you got to look and see exactly when World Championships is. World Championships is going to be later this season than it usually is. So that means that the front part of your season is going to be longer. So now where we're used to watching athletes kind of like come out the gate fast and drop fast times, they're kind of winding up into the season now and getting ready. So that means that the middle of the season, when it comes to nationals and a little bit beyond nationals, I think you're going to see more times dropping from that. But you have people like Akani and Ferdinand who are already iron sharpens iron. They're already running sub 10s, 10-0s, 10-1s, and they're kind of leading the pack right now.
Yeah. Based on where they are in their season, like people like Jeremiah Zhu, I feel like he's in a rebase phase. You know what I mean? This is just my opinion, just me thinking about how their coaches are working with them. Him coming off of his indoor world championship, I think he's in a rebasing phase. So yeah, he might have been sharp indoor, and he didn't. You know, if you run right away when you come outdoor, you could spin your wheels a little bit and kind of still drop in that rhythm. You know what I mean? I feel like I give Coleman a bly right here, or give him a pass. Reason being, first time in being in that new system. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just going to take him a while to kind of get used to the new coaching system that he's in. I think it benefits him coming close to nationals. Kennedy, listen, when you look at the start of the race, boy, he looked terrified because in his head he was like, "Oh, this the real one now. I ain't at home in Australia." he said, "It's a little different. This them dudes I watched on TV." So you can see where it being his first international competition and being in China with that lineup, he looked kind of like, whoa. Now with Lesile Taboho, like I feel like he's in a different phase in his training. I don't mind him getting 7th, right? One, he just ran 45 something the other day. I don't think he's in any type of speed training. You know what I mean? I think with it being such a long season, him and people like him and Fred, they're more strength-based runners, basically working on that. But I guarantee you, we revisit them around July, this is not happening. This is not happening.
100%. When you're looking at Taboho, you could tell he's in a phase of a 2-4 kind of system. So he's still in the endurance, peaking into that speed endurance phase. So he's doing 400s very well, and he's doing 200s as well. And he's kind of just rounding into his season. So to watch him go out there and run 10-2, 10-3, whatever like that, like I'm not too worried about Taboho. He's going to show up when it's time to show up. A lot of people are scratching their head saying, is this the post-Olympic blues for a lot of these athletes? I don't think so. I just think that it's all by design. Like you said earlier, like Fred did not look good at Grand Slam in the 100 meters. He ran comparable time to Taboho, which was a 10:30. Taboho ran a 10:20, right? 10:20 something. But we both know that they're both are 400 meter shape right now. And they could dump into the 200 when it's time for them. And they're going to trickle down when it's time for them to get ready for their trials or nationals. So it's all by design. So I don't want people to get out there and start getting nervous or trying to jump off the bandwagon. Stay true to who you are with. Rock who you with, because when it's time to show up, they're going to show up. I am proud of Kennedy Lockley because we were always questioning, first of all, his arrival. When he came in, we was like, come on, man, you run this in the 60? He backed it up. He shows what he can do. He stepped outdoors. He ran 10:03. He backed it up. And he went head to head with Got a victory there. He's mounting himself up to prove that he is an elite sprinter for his country and in the world. That's what he's doing right now. He stepped into a whole country, and I don't think he's ever been to China before. And we know how it is when you travel overseas. You got to deal with jet lag. You got to deal with dehydration. You got to deal with eating foreign foods that you never ate before. He's never been on a professional circuit like this before. So for him to go out there and drop a 10-1 and it be his opening inaugural real Diamond League, I am happy for him, man, because now that's confidence. He's in the pack. He's right there. He was tied with 4th place. He was only 100-second off from getting 3rd place. You see what I'm saying? So he knows he's right there. He can get it. So I want to see more what Kennedy can do and bring to the table and just keep that hunger going forward, you know?
I wonder how long you think that flight is from Australia to China. I don't know. I'm not real good with geography, but I would like to know.
Listen, you asking the wrong person. I don't even know where west and east is, where I'm even sitting at. But I can tell you what, I mean, if I'm thinking where Australia is, traveling up, you're going to go up north and probably a little bit northwest to go straight into China, because you got to go past Japan a little bit. Go towards west. That's in my mind what I'm thinking. So probably 10-hour flight, most likely, or something like that.
Somebody in the chat going to let us know. Y'all let us know what his flight arrangements could have been like, man. In my head, it seems like a flight for forever. But but I digress. But like, salute to Akani. You know, he's doing this thing, man. He racking up these wins. Early. So he could be the Diamond League winner later on, man. That's what you do. You rack them up early, then you disappear. Shoot, let's move to the 400, man. Bayapo Nadori won the 400 and ahead of Christopher Bailey. And solid times, 44-25, 44-27. They took it down to the wire. But Bayapo is ringing off a lot of these low 44s, man, being very, very consistent to let me know when it's time to start running 43s, he possibly could be a contender who somebody do not want to play with or underestimate.
I see this as what we've seen with Bolt, the inspiration effect that's happening. The arrival of Taboho has inspired Nadori and his other counterparts and countrymen, and they stepped to the table, and now they are bona fide threats in the 400. 44-25 for first place by Nadori. Second place pulled up, also from Botswana, man. Colin with a 44-53. So these guys are rolling. But we can't count out your boy. You called it, and you keep calling it. Bailey said he's on a mission. And when I talked to him in Jamaica at Grand Slam, he said, look, man, we appreciate the love, man, that you guys have given us. And to point out the fact that, yes, he wants to be the man in the 400, and he's stepping up to the plate, and he's leading the charge, definitely in the United States, of being the man. 44-27 out the hole. That's a big thing internationally.
Yeah, that's a PB for him. You know what I mean? Congratulations on the PB. Your first they said, oh yeah, he just spinning his legs from indoors, so yeah, that's gonna happen. He gonna drop. But nah, he ain't spinning his legs. He dropped again. So y'all try again with that one. You know what I mean? Christopher Bailey is here to stay. If I was y'all, I'd keep my eyes on Chris and don't underestimate that young man.
and the thing with his mental game and listening to him talk and conduct interviews, I think the only thing that can stop him right now, to be honest, is injury. Knick-knack injuries would sideline him. And God willing, we hope that doesn't happen to him because he's on such a great roll right now. So shouts out to Christopher Bailey, man. You keep rolling, man. 44-27. First Diamond League out, man. PB. What you got next for us, bro?
I got the hurdles, man. Cordell Tinch won a world lead in the 110 hurdles in 13:06. You know what I mean? These hurdles heating up fairly quickly. And he had Rashid from Japan. I don't know if you've seen Rashid. Rashid is Japanese, but he's mixed Japanese, right? And he got a real black name, Rashid. I hope I'm saying it right, but that's what it look. That's how you look like you pronounce it.
Listen, social media came out, and I don't know if it's true, bro, but social media came out and said that Japan was asking people of color to be able to come and help seed the population in Japan.
Get out of here.
Probably for athletics. I'm not sure. It was a rumor flying around, dog. I mean, hey, in the chats, y'all can confirm. I'm gonna look and see if it's true or not. I'm gonna go to my sources and see if it's true.
But I thought you was gonna say I was gonna go to Japan and see.
Get the lead. Get the lead. No, but what I'm saying is, I love to see countries step up into events that we normally do not see them in. And to have someone like Rashid step up to run a 13-14 this early in the season, and to get that second place over a really stacked field, that shows that he is a prospect of being a threat this season, and see if he can hold on to that. So I haven't seen a Japanese runner, hurdler, should I say. So this is something new for me to watch, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
But
it's Tokyo, baby. Tokyo World Championship. They just come out the woodworks, dog. Like, hey, I'm here now. It's my time.
Yeah, listen. I think he got fifth in Paris. I'm not sure. I think I remember him being in Paris. But, Cordell Tinch, he's shaping up now, man. I mean, I remember he missed that Olympic team at 13:03, which is crazy. 13:03 and you missed the Olympic team, bro. You ran 13:03 and missed the team. But anyway, I digress. The other person that was in that race, and I definitely want to give Cordell Tinch his kudos. It looked like he's rounding out into his confidence and everything else. But Grant looked like, I'm not sure if he clipped the hurdle or Effie may have felt something in his hamstring. I couldn't tell what it was when I watched the race. Because Grant Holloway, the Olympic and the world champion, was in that race also. He was leading, and then you just see something happen. I hope he's fine. I don't know what it is, but we'll see if he shows up in that next Diamond League. That's next.
Yeah, I hope he's not injured. I mean, when I saw the stats and looked back at it and I looked down towards the end, the two previous Olympic champions were definitely at the bottom of the ranks of that race. And I guess I questioned the fact of, and obviously watching the video, you see Grant kind of pull up at the end. So maybe, hopefully it's not an injury. Maybe it's just a pull or a tweak or something like that. He's able to bounce back from that, but also Parchment, and maybe Parchment's just getting into this season. He's just kind of rounding himself up and seeing exactly where he is. And then you realize that these veteran athletes across the board, they're not too concerned about coming out the gate running fast. No. They know that it's about striking when the iron's hot. It's about striking when the moment's most important. And that is to make your team and to get on that podium at the World Championships.
Listen, everybody know, well, not everybody. People who know track and field know that most of these meets probably was contracted by these people and they're running them because they're contracted. To your point to what you just said is exactly what I say about Shelly. When people was like, oh, she ran a windy 1098, that's like 11 something. I said, I don't care if it was a 10.0 behind her. Listen, I'm going to go with experience over talent any day. We've seen some of the most talented people fold when the moment was amongst them. You know what I mean? So I'm going with experience. Somebody who already been there, done that. When it's time, that definitely will happen for them. And that's why people like Shelly Ann and all the people you just named who was in this hurdle race don't really care about running fast early. They know when the time comes at their trials to make the team, it's time to go. So
yeah.
They
So
know.
one more point.
Go ahead.
I was going to say one more point on Grant is we watched Grant's season, and I can only think in my mind one season before this season where it didn't play in his favor. And that was just, it wasn't even a season. It was just a race. It was the Olympics. You know what I mean? When he didn't win the Olympic gold when everyone thought he was going to win the Olympic gold. You know what I mean? So if you realize that, like, Grant hasn't had real adversity through his career like this, like losing 2 races, and then maybe being a little banged up. I think this is going to test his mettle to see who he is. And I hope that he comes back supercharged, like, hey, I'm ready. Because most of the time, adversity with athletes like him, it's like their bounce back is deadly. Because now they're going to come back with fire in their eyes just to prove the fact of, I'm him or I'm her. I'm coming to do my job. I had a little bit of setback, but that's something that we're not worried about. So I hope he comes back very strong in the next couple of series of races that he has and get over this.
Yeah, to tag on your point, man, people forget that, adversity is a part of the journey. Self-doubt is a part of the journey. You battling things in your mind is a part of the journey. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. You know what I mean? I say this all the time. When people come to the top, this is the easiest part, right? When you're talented. Doing this and staying there for a period of time and having an error, that's the hardest part. Because now, can you deal with the banter when you're not winning? And when people are like, oh, yeah, I don't know if he still got it. Or I don't know what was it. Or he always went on. Can you deal when you hear that about yourself? How do you deal with it? How does it spin in your head? How do you bounce back from it? You know what I mean? So this is a part of the journey where you have that happen. And like you said, people like him, when you see them again, it's like a deadly run. So, hopefully he's definitely okay. Anavia Battle, our breakout star, man. She has the world lead in the 100-meter dash, and she went to the Diamond League out there in China, and with a really good field, she put her foot down, man, and ran a competitive race against the world champion in Sharika Jackson.
I want to put Anavia Battle on the RSG watch list.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Shout out to our boy Joel Brown. That's who coached a Navy battle.
Joel Brown in the house, boy.
Joel
Congratulations,
Brown.
man. Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, if you know him well, you call him JB. You know? Shout out to Joel, man. Shout out to Navy, man. You know what I mean? She's bounced around a little bit. She's starting to come into her own confidence. Yeah, I mean, you can see it in her face. You can see she means business. First couple of years, you know, she was just trying to find a way, but now it's like, okay, I know I belong and I know I'm supposed to be here. She doesn't want an invitation. She wants to be that girl dancing on top of the speaker. I am the main attraction. The main attraction. Shout out to her.
Yes. Yeah, man. She's really showing she's coming into her zone after having a great world lead run in the 100 meters at Tom Jones just about a week ago. Now backdooring it with a 22:41 in the 200 over at the first Diamond League in Xiamen. She's really handling business, man. I think she sees that she's on that path to where she's finding her comfort. And this is what happens that we really overlook, I think, in our sport, is that we have athletes who don't make a collegiate big splash and they become overshadowed by some other athletes who become those stars. And then now when they find their rhythm, now you're seeing the talent in people like Anavia Battle, who can say, okay, I belong here now. I know I belong here. I went through my growing pains as a professional rookie athlete, and now I know exactly how I'm going to run. I know my race strategy. I know my race pattern. She can handle business now. I definitely hope that she's able to handle and maintain this same tempo and this race strategy going through this season, to nationals, make the team as an individual athlete, and go out there and be successful, man, because she deserves it, man. She deserves it. I know personally that in the last couple of years, it's been hard for her to figure out exactly how she's going to find her rhythm, and now she's definitely found her rhythm.
Yeah, shout out to her, man. Shout out to her.
Because she got a meet record. She got a meet record and a season's best, man. So
yes. That's definitely good for her. Like I definitely said, she's definitely in a rhythm. I was happy to see Sharika. This is her first 200 since her injury, bro. You know what I mean? First 200 since her injury. She just was very gracious to finish the race. I think everything was going so well before her injury. She looks real appreciative just to be on the track. I think her confidence comes in time, to where she yearns to get back to dominance. But I think for right now, she's just grateful to be running without injury, Absolutely,
man. I mean, her not to be in Sharika Jackson shape that we know her to be in, she still got second in the race. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's in good standings. Now for her, it's just about to find the rhythm, find that confidence, and keep building from there. She's a vet now. She's not one of those young guns out there who has to prove a point every track meet to show that she is her. It's a fact of she is a veteran in our sport, and she has to rise to the occasion when the moment counts the most. So I believe that we're going to see her in good form, in good shape by the time National comes around.
Her path is a little different too, man. She got to buy, right? She only got to show fitness. She doesn't really have to run the 200 at trials. She's the 200 meter world champion. So just like Grant is the 110 meter hurdle world champion. He just has to prove fitness. He doesn't really have to run. So if there is something wrong, they got time. They got time.
And that's what we keep in mind. Same thing with Noah. It's like we haven't seen him come out the gate running hard, running fast, because he does have the bye. He has a bye in the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, he got both. So which is very good for Americans, because y'all can have 4 people in the 1 and the 2. This is crazy. So that fourth spot, if you catch 4 Americans, if you don't know, because Noah is the world champion, if your coach didn't tell you, 4th place is available in the 100 and the 200 to be an individual contention in the 100 and the 200 at Worlds. So now you know.
Team USA is going to be stacked.
What?
For sure.
What? That is gonna be crazy. Man, look. We had Faith Kip. How you say it?
Kipchoge.
I don't know. That's how you say it, Kurt. That's how you say it.
Keep Yeagon. Keep Yeagon.
The results on the bottom of the page, Justin. I just sent it just now. So if you scroll to the bottom of your phone, it's there. You had Faith Kipyegon, man, with the meet record in the world lead in 1,000 meters. Now, Faith is out there on a whole quest. And I think in the next couple of meets to try to run under 4 minutes in the mile. She'll be the first female to do so. It's just crazy.
Listen, she can beat me in the mile now.
Listen.
So she my hero already. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. For her to be able to take that's a tall order, boy. And she was only 2 100s off the world record in this race right here. In this race, she was only off 2 100s of the world record. She got the meet record and she got the world lead. She is on the campaign to go after that sub 4 in the mile. So yeah.
Listen, she would have. I wonder what she ran. I wasn't watching the clock when she came through the 800 meters, but she had to have been rocking and rolling, bro, because to finish the last 200 meters for a female in 30 seconds, that's tough. You know what I mean? But like I said, she did it. So, man, shout out to her, man, Faith. And it was good seeing Faith, man. Faith was at Athlos, correct?
Yeah.
She was at Athlos, man. I remember meeting her, man. She was amazing. I love her whole energy, man. You could always see her teeth, man. She's always smiling. It was amazing, man. I love her energy. Shout out to you, Faith, man. I want you to run under 4 minutes. I'll never race you in life, but listen.
We're gonna live vicariously through her.
So I'm trying to tell you, even if I train for it won't gonna happen.
Do you understand if she runs sub 4 in the mile? Do you understand how many guys that she could just dust? Not even just beat, dust. Like,
bro, she dusting us already, bro. What are you talking about?
I mean us. We retire from the sport. I'm talking about athletes who are in the sport, like collegiate guys, high school guys. Like, hell, there's some pro guys out there too. Who
You are correct, but Justin, even if you trained for it, I don't think you could run sub 4 minutes.
No, I couldn't. I didn't say I could. I didn't say I could. Listen, are you trying to make me challenge? Are you talking me to challenge in faith? That's not going to happen.
Listen,
I don't have faith in myself.
Listen,
to win that kind of race.
I don't think you want to end up in another speed suit, my brother.
I'm definitely not ready for that, dog. My whole bottom will fall out, dog. Try to run sub 4. That's crazy. That's crazy work.
Shoot. Yeah, man, that definitely is crazy. Next, we're going to talk about your favorite event. Your favorite, most competitive event, the women's female hurdles, man. Danielle Williams went out there and handled business, in which she's the Grand Slam champion, and she has another Grand Slam coming up the 2nd of May. You know what I mean? She just out here just cleaning up, man, just doing what she need to do to get this cake and keep it rocking.
Look, Danielle Williams reminds me of the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps going and going and going. And she always wakes up when it's a world championship year. If you think about it, she stays on point for a world championship. She sneaks up in there, and she just don't sneak up in there. She takes the show. So you dealing with somebody who's a seasoned veteran, who knows how to get the job done. She probably sits back and watches her opponents and know exactly how to be able to execute her races. I mean, she won with a 12:53, where Grace Starks came second with a 12:58. So you could tell that is a very close race, and they weren't next to each other in that race. So that means that she's out there executing and knowing how to counter her toughest opponents.
Yeah, I mean, she ain't no slouch either, man. She definitely ain't no slouch. I wonder what these hurdles. I feel like the female hurdles, and I'm gonna go ahead and blink and call it already. I feel like the world record gets broken this year, bro, in the female hurdles, man. I really do. I really do. That's what I feel, man.
Like, so what's the question? By who?
Well, it could be
the question is by who?
Listen, any one of those women, man, when you look at that list and then you go into the list, everybody PB is like 29, 31, 32, 33, 35, 38. You know what I mean? And it can be any one of them. Get you a nice good win, get you a nice fast track, and you don't have to worry about the field because they don't duck. They gonna race. And it can happen, bro. It can happen, man. But we watching greatness every time we watch that track or about the women's hurdles, man. But I'm definitely looking to see how she gonna shape up in Miramar, because Miramar is a fast track. But it's gonna be hot down there, boy, for Grand Slam. It's gonna be hotter than 80. Boy, I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's gonna be scorching down there, dog.
They gonna need their liquid IV and electrolytes and coconut water, and whoever you're sponsored by, you better get one of them, boy. Just water.
I just came back from Tampa. It was scorching down there, so I can only imagine what Miami's gonna be like this weekend.
I tell you, man. Trying to tell you, crazy. World record alert. Speaking about world records, this man returned with a world record. His opener is a world record in the 300-meter hurdles. Karsten Warholm, the Viking, out there showing people like, yeah, I've been missing for a while, but I'm going to show up in grand fashion. You know what I mean? Some people show up, they run a nice little opener. He shows up in grand fashion and runs a world, but they don't call it a world record. They call it the world's best. But they have to call it a world record now because the World Athletics has just reintroduced this event. Not reintroduced, they introduced this event as a real event going forward. What do you think about Karsten Warholm's world record and World Athletics introducing this event as an event going forward?
I think it's great. I mean, that's one thing that we need in our sport, is to add a little more dimension, right? So having the 300-meter hurdles, and I was a 300-meter hurdler when I was in high school, so I love the event. I love to watch it. I feel like it's like a speed long hurdle race, you know? With Warholm going out there breaking his own world record, I mean, you look at what's next to his 33.05, it's the WR, the MR, the WP, WBP, the DLR. I don't even know what all of them mean.
Listen, I call it, they got the alphabet behind that thing. They got
the Diamond League record, I guess the world's best performance. Yeah. I guess that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, because they don't call it. They don't call it the world record, so it's the world best performance.
Now. It's certified.
So that's why they got world record and world best performance by it, though. But that is a fast time, 33.05. That is, I can't wait to see him open up his 400-meter race. So now, and since it's a real event, hurdlers could double now. Somebody like Grant could go to the 300 hurdles. He could be a 110 hurdle champion, and he could be a 300-meter champion. Or somebody like Karsten Warholm could be a 300-meter world champion. But he gonna have to battle Ry Benjamin in the 300 and the 400-meter hurdles. What do you think about that dynamic of doubling as hurdlers?
I like the dynamic because I feel like we don't get an opportunity to see the hurdlers enough. You know, they're either in there for that 400-meter hurdle race, and that's the only time you really see them, or they're there for that 110 hurdle race, and that's the only time you see them. Now you have opportunity for the 300 hurdles. And let's not forget, there was banter that just had at the pre-interview for the Diamond League race where Grant Holloway said, I accept Christian Warholm's challenge, where he said they can run a 200-meter hurdle race. And we talked about this. So, and we was talking about how Ben and Grant should run, Ry Benjamin and Grant should run the 200-meter hurdles. But if Warholm wants to step up to the plate and run the 200-meter hurdles against Grant Holloway, I think that's going to be something cool to see for sure.
I think you put all three together. You got the world Olympic champion in the 110s. You got the Olympic champion in the 400-meter hurdles. And then you got the world record holder in the 400-meter hurdles. I think you get a real good sponsor. You could run them all three. Who is the best hurdler? I think you can race them all three. I think you could do it.
So you don't want to go 1v1. You want to go 3-man showdown.
Man, 3-man showdown, man. All them talking. Grant and Ry owe us anyway. They told us about the 200-meter race a long time ago. They owe that to the crowd, to the fans. So they got to pay up. But Warholm, he just put a little extra Sasson seasoning on top. You know what I mean? To make it a little bit more spicy. I'd like to see that.
Well, first of all, Warholm can't afford to lose any more of these 1v1 special one-off races. I mean,
yeah,
the
we
last
see
one
he disappeared for the rest of the season.
disappeared for the rest of the season on that one, man. If you gonna step up and challenge other people to these unorthodox races, you got to come correct, come ready, man. I'm with you though, man. Come on, let's get it done, dog. Let's get it done. We got to get our get back, man.
Listen, after his loss, I feel like he went in the back and he fired everybody. He fired the massage therapist, the chiropractors. He just fired his whole team. He's like, we gonna start over next year.
For losing 100 meters, that's drastic. That's drastic.
Listen, but that's the Michael Jordan effect. They don't like to lose at nothing. He don't even care if that's not his event. Bro, he was scheduled to run that Diamond League. He did not run. He wasn't injured.
I don't think that loss was that damaging. I just think that, especially with that Viking mentality, the Viking mentality is like, hey man, we come to win. If we lose, at least we lose.
No, sir.
Giving our all.
No, sir. That man.
Valhalla.
Yes, he did that, and then he got on the plane.
Come on.
Whoa, I don't know what happened. I mean, Warholm, speak up. That's just my opinion. I didn't see him for the rest of the season. I know he was scheduled for that meet. I might not have the information that I need to have, but I know I wanted to see him for the rest of the season. We didn't see him. After that, we did not see him.
Listen, 3305 is crazy work though.
But that's what I'm saying. Work. He was holding on to that loss so long. If he wasn't coming back with this, he won't come back. That's the ultimate winner. That's the ultimate winner right there. He's like, I'm either going all or nothing, world record, or I don't show up.
So is it official that the 300 meter hurdles is in this season for the World Championships, or is it in next season?
I think it's in the next season, which is crazy because in high school they eliminated the 300 hurdles, introduced the 400 meter hurdles. So now
some places, not all places though.
Well, in Florida, there's no more 300 hurdles, which is crazy.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No, when you go to states, they only have the 400 meter hurdles. There's no longer.
Texas still has the 300 meter hurdles.
There's no 300 hurdles in Florida at all.
Texas still has the 300
which is going to be wild because now, like, you have to tell kids they can't. You're going to have to go repaint these tracks again. Put them lines back down. You know what I mean? With 300 meter mark. It's crazy. Listen, it's crazy because they erased the marks. Like when you go to some of these high school tracks, there are no 300 meter marks anymore.
Yep, they got to bring that paint back out, boy. That paint back out.
Hey, you know who I know would have liked the 300 meter hurdle back in their time? Bershawn Jackson, boy.
Oh, Bershawn Jackson would have.
Boy, you would have murked that thing.
Listen, man, he was on a whole different level because we was running around the same time, and I was doing 300 meter hurdles, and he was still obviously a little younger than me, but. If I came through running in high school, running 38 low, 37 high, he was dropping like 36, bro.
Bro,
like
he broke the state record every year from 9th grade all the way up to 12th, which is crazy. Batman, we got to have you on the show, man. We got to have you on the show. You got to come on. We got to talk about some of these things. We got to get bad on some of these shows, man.
And the nightmare of me running the 400 hurdles, the only time I've ever run the 400 hurdles was at high school nationals. And I was like, oh, I'm signing up for the 300 meter hurdles. I was like, we don't got 300 meter hurdles. We have 400 meter hurdles. And they convinced me and talked me into the fact of, what's wrong, man? It's only a couple more hurdles just to jump. So I jumped in there. As soon as I got to that 300 meter threshold, boy, you hear me? My whole body went into zombie mode. I was like, there's a picture that's floating around the internet of me in a black speed suit. I'm real skinny and scrawny, and I'm just like, because I was dying. I was dying in that 300 meter hurdle, that 400 meter hurdles, man. Dying.
Shoot. I know we spoke a lot about the man, but we had an American record go down on 300 meter hurdles also. We had Anna Cockrell run 38:07.
Woo, 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 woo.
Silver medalist, man. She coming and she not playing games. She getting herself together. But, you know what I mean? Sydney's still out there. And we haven't seen Femke yet. So I'm betting by the time we see Femke, I don't know what we going to see. But I feel like She like training like in the dungeon somewhere, boy. She getting ready, boy. She gearing up.
Hey, I want to know. I want to know what is the world record in the 300-meter hurdles for the women? Because if she just broke the American record, what is the world record? That's what I need to know. And who holds that? Chat.
Yeah. Check it out.
Let us know what it is. And I really feel like the introduction to the 300-meter hurdles is going to be a real showdown on the women's side, because now Sydney, who has redefined the 400-meter hurdles over and over again, now it's a whole nother playground to play in with the 300-meter hurdles. And those times are going to be crazy. So y'all ladies, y'all better jump into that 300-meter hurdle race early and quick, because I'm telling you right now, once it gets established, 38.07 is going to be annihilated by these ladies again. And then the world record is in threat, whatever that is.
Man, I'm going to talk about some other things, man. We'll highlight some of these kids, man. We had some during the week, you know what I mean? We had a lot of things go on that we weren't able to talk about because we do our shows on Sunday, man. We had the young man, we spoke about him on the show before, Maurice Gleaton, ran 998 from Georgia.
Win legal
998. Not from Florida, not from Texas, not from California, from Georgia.
Georgia boy.
And listen, I don't know what's going on. Every time I look, I don't know where he's committed to, but in my head, I feel like he committed to Georgia. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Georgia commits. And I don't know what Coach Carroll doing out there, but it's like she is ascending the Avengers for next year, boy, because listen to me. Listen to me. The amount of Georgia commits, female and male, I don't know what she's telling these kids, but they go in there. And Coach Carroll is a good coach. And when they go there, we already see what she's doing with some of these Georgia kids. They're going to go there. They're going to do what they need to do, boy. Because listen, her recruit game on point. I don't know what's going on over there.
So in 2023, she didn't win nationals in Austin when NCAA's was in Austin, Texas. And I so happened to bump into her after the competition was done. And the look on her face was like, I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. That ain't gonna go down no more. That ain't gonna happen. And she looked like she was ready to fight. Like she was like, man, she was pacing back and forth like, this ain't gonna happen no more. And ever since that moment from 2024 to 2025, she has been mounting up all these young talents, and they've all committed to Georgia. So whatever she's telling them, listen, they are signing on the dotted line, boy.
Listen, you know, if Christian Miller didn't turn pro, he was committed to Georgia.
I know. Bro, I know.
This is crazy. All I could think about when you was like, she didn't like that. All I could think about is old boy from Betty eating the banana on the corner. I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit. Oh, about to drop a dime on him.
That's the only
about to
thing
drop a dime on him.
Man. Yeah, man. Next, we got South Africa, man. Our young silver medalist got taken down by one of his countrymen, Giff, who ran 9.99 to beat him out by 0.1, 10 flat, Bayanda Wazala. But Benjamin Richardson was right there at 10.05, and Cheswell Johnson was there with 10.12. Looking at these are all these guys from South Africa without the likes of Akani Simbini. Listen, these guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with for Worlds in the 4x1 also. These young kids, all these young men, 19 and younger. And that's without Akani. So we just watched, this is what somewhat of what a nationals would have looked like for most nations, right? These boys going to be contenders because we all know for a relay team to do well, you don't need everybody to run 9 seconds. But Bayanda's already ran 9 seconds. Gift just ran 9 seconds. Akani is well into the 9 seconds, 11 years in. 11 years in. and even like their reserve leg is at 10-12.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Benjamin Richardson ran 9.8 last year, 9.89 or something like that, or 9.90. So if the world's not paying attention, just like I said before, but Botswana, I knew they was coming. Listen, these boys coming again. So USA, Canada, Japan, all the teams who are in contention to win a 4x1. South Africa look like they lining up to get another one. Another one like DJ Khaled. So I'm just saying.
And I read the comments, and a lot of people were saying how Gift looks up to Bayanda. You know what I mean? So that means that there's a connection, right? These guys don't have that bad blood between them. They're actually helping each other. They're actually inspiring and lifting each other up, man. And that's how it should be, especially with these young guys who are going to be the pioneers of the next generation of a group of or core of sprinters that are going to go out and, like you said, not only be on relay teams together, but have the opportunity to make it to finals and big championships. So shouts out to these young men, man. They're doing their thing. They're handling business. They're setting the tone. They're setting the records, man.
I got two things to talk about, man, at this event, man, that it was very eventful. I don't know if you got to catch it at the Penn relays, but Jamaica, listen, I remember when I used to go to the Penn relays as an athlete. You know what I mean? You get on the plane. I remember meeting people on the plane from Jamaica, from the likes of everywhere. Some was from Jamaica, some was from every part of Florida. You land in Philly, people telling you they came from New York, or they came from Arkansas, or they came from different parts of the country, that they took PTO to go to the Penn relays, bro.
It's a tradition, bro. It's a tradition.
From all over the country. And like I said, two kinds of people I feel like you can find anywhere in the world is Jamaicans and Nigerians. They like everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Everywhere in the world. You could be in Thailand. You're going to find you a Jamaican and a Nigerian. I don't know what it is. But the stands was packed full of Jamaicans. You know what I mean? And you had Heidel from Jamaica, man. Listen, those young ladies, man, I want to call their names. Even if I call them wrong, y'all forgive me. You know what I mean? I think it's Natasha Fetcher, Abigail Campbell, Sashana Johnson, and Jody Ann Daly. Listen, I think one of these girls is committed to Florida Gators, man. She split 52 on the last leg, or it's one of them. I'm pretty sure. But listen, 3:30, bro. 3:30. Some high school girls. 3:30, bro. They just was handing out 52s around the board, like 52, 52, 52, 52. Like, it's crazy. Crazy.
I love it because everyone thinks that the rivalry of USA and Jamaica started with myself, Bolt, Johan, Tyson. Now, I'm at the top, yes, it gets more shine. But from a traditional standpoint, it's right here. Penn Relays traditionally shows up, and Jamaica comes to battle. They save their money up just to go battle at Penn Relays. It's an honor, a badge of honor for them to be able to leave their country to come run at Penn Relays annually. So they're going to show up and show out, bro. And now that they have competition, because usually in these events, it's always a Jamaican team versus a Jamaican team. It's either Excelsior versus Kingston College, or Jamaican College versus Calabar, you know what I mean?
Or Edwin Allen. Yeah. Right.
So it's always a Jamaican show. But now the fact of Bullets has entered the chat on the men and the women's side.
Yep.
Now they have something really to go out there and run for, right? It's not just about who's the best Jamaican. It's about who is the best relay team in the world now, for sure.
Speaking of Bullets got second place to both Jamaican teams because Kingston College won the men's in 3:05. And what's just crazy, right? When you think about 3:05, that's fast as hell, right?
I don't even know their record. That wasn't even their record.
which is crazy. That's fast as hell, man. But Quincy stole the show once again, man. But his split of 43.99, but it wasn't enough. What makes me, he has the younger people on that team with them, making me think, will they come back next year to try to beat the Jamaicans? Because this is 4 in a row for them, right? 4 in a row. I think Bullets thought they was going to get it this year. And you seen that young man who ran last leg, I think his name is Marcino Rose, come through with the 4 fingers, like letting them know, we got 4 in a row, player. If you were trying to get this one, this ain't it. Yeah, I mean? Yeah. But listen, those young men were out there doing it. Quincy was just down too deep on the last leg to try to make up as much ground as he did. But you know what I mean? Shout out to the young man for trying to do his best. But 43.99 is crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Kingston College. They put on a great show. They came to handle business. They came to protect their house. That's what they said. But I want to also talk about Quincy's interview after the race. I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, but they asked him and said, "Are you having fun?" And he looked at him like, "Are you serious? I'm having a great time. I'm loving what I'm doing. This is amazing." And this is after coming off of a L. So it's the fact he's loving the process of what track and field is delivering him. He knows he has his wins and he knows he has some losses. And then he went on to ask him and said, what conversation did you have with your teammates? And some of them, this is the biggest stage they've been on. And this is the toughest race they've ever been in. And he told me, he said, "Look, I've been in high pressure situations. Take that pressure off yourself and put that pressure on me. I'm built for this. Oh, man. And I want to show you how to be built for this too."
I did not know that's what he said, boy. Listen, that boy was born to win. Born winner.
That's real. That's real leadership right there, bro. Yeah, that's real leadership. Man.
That's real. You can't buy that. You can't really get that. You know what I mean? Out of a lot of kids, because I've seen a lot of like kids with talent where you want them to lead and they don't want to lead because they got the talent. They just want to chill. They just want to, "Hey, coach, I just want to be over here. I ain't trying to motivate nobody. That's your job." You know what I mean? But that right there is a born leader, man. That's a kid that brings out the best in his teammates in the 4x1. A kid might be just run 49 in the open, but him talking to that kid like that will make that kid split 47. He gonna get an extra 2 seconds out that kid because they gonna be like, "I remember what he told me, and I ain't gonna let this down for big bro. I'm going out here for big bro." I mean, you've had it happen for you before where they call you Unc or big bro, and they go out there and they be like, "Man, we gotta get out here. We gonna hold it down." You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely one of those type of situations where, you know what I mean, he could kind of control that type of situation. And I think he just loves running with his friends. You know what I mean? He's traveling with these young men, and that's their 4x4. They go through and through. So I think, shout out to them, man. I like when he was walking, man, and like he was so tired, like coming off, but they was like trying to take pictures with him. Like he's like, he gassed, bro. He like gassed. And like you have like people just walk up and stand in the front of him and was like, "Yeah, I got him."
Yo, bro, I found that to be so ridiculous because he was, like you said, he was gassed. And all of a sudden you see a young girl go like this, "Oop," like that. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking like, okay, so now one of the officials are going to come over and kind of move everybody out the way. And the official did it too. The official took a selfie with Quincy. I'm like, it didn't move nobody out the way. I'm like, bro, what's going on here? This kid is like, and Aaron Spider, shout out to Spider, he made a very good point. He said, what Quincy brings to the table is not about being the fastest. He's bringing a certain type of aura to our sport, especially for his generation, that is very LeBron-esque. It's people are gravitating towards him. Win or lose, people are gravitating because they see something special in him. They see that he rises to the occasion when it's time to rise to the occasion, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Bullish. Shout out to all those young athletes out there from Jamaica to America, man. You put on a great show at Penn Relays. I was concerned that Penn Relays is going to be not the Penn Relays that it's been before because, they don't have USA versus the world anymore, but it's still entertaining because of these young athletes.
Yeah. I definitely think they should work on our idea, or maybe it should be later on or early thing, man. That the shoe war thing, that should be a thing. That definitely should be a thing. This should be a thing. Anyway, we had a few other things that happened this weekend, man. On smaller tracks, we had somebody who wanted to make a statement. Almost ran a world lead. Brandon Hicklin. Man, Brandon Hicklin went out here, man, and he put his foot on the gas and ran a 993 down there at the Pure Athletics meet, which is Lance Brahman's meet down there in Claremont, Florida. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, you did it in Claremont, you got to do it again. Listen, I've watched Tyson run 9.7 down there and run 9.7 somewhere else. I've watched plenty of athletes run sub 10 there and run sub 10 there. The track, they say the track is sloped on one side, but that means it's going uphill on the other side. So, you got to explain to me that type of geography. Is it sloped on both sides? Listen, you run out there, they got efficient timing system, good timing system out there. It's a good track. They always going to you're going to run twice. So, that boy ran 993. It was 993. That's what he ran. I know a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, man, but it's in Claremont. That's why you can't take it. Listen, go check about all the people that ran 9 seconds there, and they definitely ran it somewhere else. So I just want to shout out Brandon Hicklin, man. It was a good run. I was there in person. This young man wasn't winning the race. It's like he hit another gear at 60 meters, bro. He was in the pack, and then he stepped away from the pack at 60. Which was crazy. Oh, wow. But you aggressively seen him mash the gas. It was crazy. It was like boom, 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 and then boom, 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 like just super hard. And he just was stepping. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Second place in that race was the Puerto Rican with 10:03. Man, I definitely want to shout him out, man. That might Eloy Benitez. I hope I said your name right, bro. From Puerto Rico, man, with 10:03. I'm not sure, but that might be a national record for them. And then Aaron Brown from Canada with 10:05. That rounded out the field.
Yeah. I would say there's someone down there that in sixth place, Jareem Richards.
He was in the second heat. So, they compiled the results.
Okay.
But he wasn't in that first heat. So that's why it looks like that. So they take the two heats and then they compile them.
Combine them together.
Yeah, he got second. So the guy that ran 10:16 and which his Brandon Stewart, right? Jareem got second to him, but it was a close second. Jareem did the same thing that Brandon Hicklin did, but he did it at like 80 meters. Which is crazy. He closed and he was like, he came to me and talked to me after the race, and he's like, yeah, I felt like I could catch him. So I said, I'm going to catch him. So, and he almost caught him. Like he almost beat him to the line, which was a great run from both of them. But we all know that Jareem is trying to move up in that top 10 and best all around sprinters all time. And I think he's at number 12 right now with that 10:16. That was a PB for him, but it clearly let me know that there's more in the tank for Jareem. Jareem can run 10:0. He possibly could run 9.9. Definitely.
Absolutely. I think so. He has to work on a couple of things. Obviously, a sense of urgency. You can't be running everybody down at the 80 meter mark. You know what I mean? So he has to work on a sense of urgency from the start, from the blocks. He has to change his mentality, his mindset, and not have that get stuck in a rhythm race like a 400 and kind of be a little more aggressive and violent coming out of the blocks through his drive phase and transition. And I don't see why he couldn't run 10:0 9.99 for sure.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of things that happened this weekend, man. Track is back on, man. Track is back. We in May, the season has started. So we're going to be bringing y'all a lot of track and field events for the next couple of weeks here to come. But
May 3rd, next Diamond League will be in Shanghai.
But it'll be going on the same time as Grand Slam track on May 2nd.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So a lot of juggling going on, man. Gonna be a lot of races to watch.
A lot of streaming.
A lot of streaming. Y'all better get your multiple screens ready.
Get it ready. I know they always ask us, they want us to talk about some current events that's going on, man. I want to ask you how you felt about the whole NFL draft.
I think the NFL draft was good.
It was good for the Eagles. I want to let you know that. But anyway, go ahead.
It was good for the Eagles. It was good for the Eagles, which usually the reigning champs don't have a good drafting. So that's good for the Eagles. Shout out to the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
To the road of victory. Where my hat at? Anyway, go ahead.
But I think that what stood out the most, obviously, has been going viral is Shedeur. With Shedeur Sanders not being drafted the first round or the second round, but eventually getting drafted in the third round, right? And a lot of people had questions of why was he snubbed or looked over to some point in time. Do you think that part of it is nepotism? Do you think that the fact of him being guided by his dad from Jackson State to Colorado to now where he is today, do you think that he has the opportunity to really show who he can be and step up to the plate with the Browns? Because that's who got drafted by.
Listen, nepotism is a real thing. I don't know why people knock nepotism because, listen to me, if you had a car dealership and your son never sold a car and your car dealership was thriving, you're going to teach your son, if he never sold that car, how to sell cars, and you're going to do what? Did he deserve that job? No. You would have groomed him to take that job because of why? Because that's your son. That's what you're supposed to do as a father. That's not, when people say that about all these things, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that. You're going to give some type of, you're going to try to stifle your kid and make him work hard a little bit to make him appreciate what you're going to give him. But in essence, all the families of all these big corporations pass down their earnings or their cooperations to their children. Are they qualified? No. They teach them the ins and outs, but are they really qualified? No. Not saying Shedeur's not qualified. Shedeur went through the ringer. He did. What I think what held them back is maybe Prime being so outspoken, like if things don't happen the way that's supposed to happen with his son, he won't be afraid to step in, right? Now, what does that look like to a corporation, right? A people of business. He doesn't work for any one of those corporations. What does it mean you're going to step in? How are you going to step into some place that you're not paid? You know what I mean? We don't pay you. We pay your son. You see what I'm saying? And your son is an employee here. You know what I mean? So, and they might be a little fearful because like he knows what goes on behind the scenes. You may have some things that go on behind the scenes that Prime definitely knows about. You know what I mean? Hey. So they don't want that around. They don't want, I would say, the media circus around Shedeur and his father around the franchise. You know what I mean? So I did hear that soundbite where Prime did say that. But, I mean, you have some other families that vocalize the same thing, but probably not with as much bravado.
So yeah, looking back at it now, Shedeur actually got drafted in the 5th round, not the 3rd round, but the 5th round, right? I think, Rod, that what Dion said has already been done before. Okay. So we've seen it with Eli. We've seen it with John Elway. It's the fact of they do it, but they don't speak on it. And then after the fact, we realize, okay, Eli wasn't going to go there because the Eli and the Manning family weren't going to have that. But they weren't making it out and publicizing and putting it on Front Street and saying, hey, if this don't happen, this is what we going to do, right? So I think it's more about the action instead of about the talk of it. But we know Dion. Dion's a walker and a talker. He gonna tell you what he gonna do, and he gonna do it, you know? But I think that's what hurt the situation, is the fact of you going to tell us what you going to do instead of just intervening when it's time and necessary to intervene. So I think it ruffled a couple people's feathers in that manner. But, you know, shouts out to the Sanders family. Shiloh and Shador are now NFL bound. Cleveland Browns for Shador and Shiloh over with the Buccaneers. So good luck to them, and good luck to all the guys out there who got drafted, man. You know, dreams come true, guys. Now you in there, you got to hold that spot. You got to lock it down.
Yeah, you got to hold that 53-man roster. You know, just because you there now, those late rounders and all of that, you know, they going to wheedle that down to the 53-man roster so you could get cut. So y'all go in, man, stay on top of your training, stay on top of your drilling, stay on top of everything, man, so you could be on that 53-man roster.
So I've been scrolling through, you know what I'm saying, social media, and I'm seeing right now that a lot of people, and this is going viral for whatever reason, I don't know where it started from, but people are asking, can 100 men take on one gorilla? And the answers that you get are so crazy, to the point where you have some people say, hey, the first 10 are going to have to sacrifice themselves to the gorilla. The next 20 are going to have to live with the fact of you are going to have some kind of injury that's going to alter your life forever. and God bless the rest of y'all to take down this gorilla. What you think about this?
Camera, get my face doing this. Get my face doing this. Listen to me. 5 dudes couldn't take down an orangutan. You hear me? 10 dudes couldn't take down an orangutan. The agility and the strength of a gorilla, do you know you can't even hurt a gorilla with a punch? Their bones and the density of their bones is twice the size of ours. Their grip force will rip your arm off, like just by snatching. Their hand grip force will rip your hand off. Like, we talking something like what? How much a gorilla weighs? Something like 400 or 500 pounds? Between
depending on the gorilla, it can lift between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds. It weighs 400. It stands 6 feet tall.
Exactly.
Standing up.
Exactly. So we talking about something that could like throw 2,000 pounds. Listen, we watch men struggle, and the world's strongest man to bench over 1,000 pounds. You got somebody just flinging that junk around, flinging 1,000 pounds. My question is, who gonna go first? who gonna attack this gorilla first? Because if we at 100 and you say the first 10 gonna have to sacrifice themselves, I'm waiting until the first 60 sacrifice themselves. I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm number 80. Come on, man. Let's stop the dumb junk, man.
Somebody gonna say, that's what somebody said. First one gonna try to do is sneak attack him and jump on his back and try to put him in a chokehold. I was like, boy, that gorilla gonna snatch your back skin off over your head. You hear me?
Listen, I just need the people to Google how tough a gorilla's skin is. Like
the skin itself, the muscle, the density of it.
Ain't no punch gonna hurt this man. I don't care if you a Kung Fu Jet Li master. I don't care if you Michael Jai White. I don't care who you is. Ain't no death touch. Ain't nothing affecting this man. They ain't got no neck. So what you choking? What you choking? Listen, a gorilla will pick up a human and beat the other humans with the one human. Come on, man. What are we talking about? A gorilla could literally, bro, no exaggeration, can crush your skull with its hand. Literally.
Yes, it can. It can crush your skull. It can crush your skull with its hand. Yeah. And it's just the first 10, it can go crack, 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 crack.
And let's not even talk about if the gorilla fight dirty. Have you seen a gorilla's teeth?
Oh, yeah.
If this gorilla bites you, come on, man.
It's over.
Come on, man. Let's stop with the stupidity, please. Let's stop with the stupidity. They have a better chance, 100 men taking on a lion. That's a better fight. That's a better fight. So
it is.
Y'all can let that go viral. But the gorilla, a silverback, that's not happening. That's not happening. And the funny thing, silverbacks, they mind their business. So y'all gonna run up on the silverback to kill 100 people for no reason. We talking about something that could bench press your car. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm done with this conversation. I don't even want to talk no more. Come on, man.
And we out, man. Check us out, man.
Man,
We debunked
we appreciate you guys watching, man. Until next time on our show. Ready, set, go.
Go. Stay away from them gorillas.